with some questions that you can likely see in your word, in your exams. The likely questions that you will surely see. If you look at the trend basically from Thursday down to Friday, you will have known that the trend of questions they're going to ask, you can actually suspect that. Nevertheless, let me help you out with few ones today. So we're going to do at least maybe 60 questions today within a time frame, and I'll use those each questions to explain things to you. Okay, so let me start with one of these questions. One of these questions, I'm going to start with it. Okay. Sorry, excuse me. Sorry. All right. So sorry. So now look at some of the questions that we want to see today. Now look at this question. They say the absence of canine in a word. The absence of canine in a herbivorous animal is that white space there is filled by what? You see, if you remember some of the classes, I talked about diastema. Diastema are what? Are white gap that are found. A white gap that are found among what now? Herbivorous what? Animals. Now, what are the other likely questions they can ask you from there? See, listen to me. From this point, the next thing you should be thinking is that you need to know about what that then was dentition. Okay? So what do you need to know under dentition is that you should know you have homodont, you have what now? Heterodont. Okay? Homodont and what? Heterodont. Homodont means similar teeth, while heterodont means what now? Different what now? Teeth. Homodont means similar teeth. Heterodont means what now? Different what now? Teeth. And that means that who are the example of homodont? Answer is your what now? Let's say your reptiles and your pisces. Heterodont are your what? Are your mammals. So if they can ask the question, what kind of question can they ask? They can ask from the types of teeth. Types of what? Of teeth. Example of types of what now? Teeth. Sorry. What are the types of teeth? We have incisor. We have canine. We got premolar. And then we got molar. Okay? Incisor, canine, premolar, and what? Molar. Who is the one used for cutting and holding? Answer. Cutting and holding is incisor. Canine is for tearing of what now? Of flesh. While premolar and molar is for what now? Premolar and molar is for what now? Grinding. Premolar and molar is for what? Grinding. You grind the what? The food. And again, what question can they ask you? They ask you that which type of the teeth is absent in what? In infants. Answer is called what? The premolar. Are we together? The type of teeth is absent in what? In infants. The answer is called what? The what? Premolar. Okay. That's that. Let's move on. They talk about ADH hormone. You know, in ADH, they call it antidiuretic what? Hormone. Antidiuretic hormone is an hormone that helps in the regulation of blood, of water. Now, I tell people that when you hear ADH has to make you to understand that will help you to regulate your what now? Water. And that's not bad. if you help them regulate what now? Water. That means it's going to be helpful in what? In reabsorption. So if somebody is having a under the situation of what now ADH, that person is likely to have DI what? Dehydration, because that's the person helping you to control the amount of water in and out. Are we together now? Now, okay. Look at these other questions. They ask about universal donor. Obviously, universal donor is what? Is O. Recipient is what now? AB. What question can come out from there? From there, you ask yourself a very simple question. How many blood group do I have? I have A, I have B, I have AB, I have what now? O. O has antigen what? A, and antibodies what? B. B has antigen what? B, and antibodies what? A. Are we together now? O is a universal what now? Donor. This one is a universal what? Recipient. Why am I a donor? I don't have any what now? Antigen. I only have antibody. Why am I a what now? I only have antigen A and B. I don't have what now? Antibodies. You get it? Now, again, one other thing you still need to know here. One other thing you still need to know here is very simple. Is that they talk about variation because they was asking about fingerprint. I've told you Clive that time here. You go check the video for variation. I told you about continuous and what? Discontinuous what? Variation. You say, I told you continuous, that means something you can actually measure. You know, it's like a class. Then I told you that there are two types, morphological and what? Physiological. Morphological has both continuous and what? Discontinuous. While physiological is just what? Discontinuous. So fingerprint is a type morphological, but what class is it? Is a discontinuous what now? Variation. Okay. Are we there now? We move. Now, let me make you understand some certain things here. I'm going to be calling out some questions. I'll write some on the board. You fix it for yourself. I'll keep calling out some questions here. Let's look at these questions here that I have for you guys. Now, look at it. They said the natural place of an organism or community is known as. Now, me and you know, they say option A is what? Niche. Option B is called what now? Biomes. Option C is called what now? Habitat. And option D is called ecosystem. Now, we know answer is what? Habitat. So from here, if I tell you that the functional role an organism play in an habitat, answer, you say is what? Is niche. Now, what if they change it to the position an organism play in their habitat. The position an organism play in their habitat is also what? Niche. Are we together now? The position an organism play in their habitat is also known as what now? Niche. What about biomes? Biomes explain to be what? Now some geographical what, regions. The geographical regions that explain different what now? Sections within the world, their habitat. So we're talking about biomes. We have forest and we have what now? Savanna. In the forest, I've said it, I told you last time. In the forest, we only have two. In the forest, we have what? Mangrove. And then we have what now? Tropical what now? Tropical rain what? Rainforest. I've told you about this a long time ago. Mangrove and tropical what now? Rainforest. So yeah, just know what you need to know here. Just know that one of them, both of them, the two things I found is halophyte and what? Hydrophyte. Water loving plant, salt what? Loving plant. Are we together now? Then the next thing you also need to know is that This tropical rainforest, every characteristic you know about a place that has excessive water, give it a tropical rainforest. But yeah, there are just things you should know. Silt root, okay? Silt root. Then you got to put salt gland. Okay, silt root, salt gland. You still have to understand that what they talk about arechimatous tissue. Arechimatous tissue was given to hydrophyte, okay, for buoyancy. But it can also be felt here too. Are we together? Good. Then, if you are asked, the largest of the savanna is Guinea. Why Guinea? Because it got both northern and southern. What about the smallest? Answer is what? Sahel. Sahel savanna is the smallest. Why the largest is the Guinea? Because it has both northern and what now? Southern. Are we good? Now, then they say ecosystem. Yeah, you know, ecosystem is what? When we talk about ecosystem, we're already talking about the what? The interrelationship between the biotic and the abiotic what? Community. So the two component is biotic and what? Abiotic. Let's go to question 2 now. No time. Which is the renewable, exhaustible, natural what now? Energy. They say which is the renewable, exhaustible what? Natural what now? Energy. An option A, they talk about coal. An option B, they talk about what now? Petroleum. An option C, they talk about what now? Kerosene. And option D, they talk about biomass. Okay, let's look at these things. Let's look at these things. Now, when they say renewable means what? Now, it can be replenished. We can actually go over it again. When it gets exhausted, we can recover it back again. That's what they say by replenish or renewable. Now, let's look at this. Coal is a natural source of what now? A natural source or an allotrope of what? Of your carbon, as you call it. Coal can never be replenishable when it's done. Petroleum, yeah, you know, petroleum is a non-renewable. Coal is non-renewable. Kerosene is a fraction of petroleum. So what are we saying? Biomass is our word, our answer. And then it comes to a point where I ask people, when they say biomass, how many ecological pyramid do we have? Ecological pyramid, how many do we have? Let me remind you. We have pyramid of what? Number, right? Pyramid of number can be inverted. Or what now? Upright. Inverted and what? Upright. Why pyramid of energy? Pyramid of energy is always what now? Upright. It's never inverted. Why pyramid of biomass? Pyramid of biomass is going to be either inverted or what? Or upright. Why in the inversion of it, it's basically for your what? That your marine habitat. Are we good? The version of it is basically for your marine what? Habitat. Okay, let's go. Let's move on to the next question. According to Shelford law of tolerance, he called himself the Shelford law. Shelford law of tolerance. Shelford law of tolerance. Now, it said the organism-wide environmental factor tolerance limit shows. Now, you see, Shelford law talks about what is the limit to the highest point you can actually what now? Survive. What is the actual point you can actually contain? Do you get? The law was like the wide range at which an organism can tend to survive. That's what Shelford law was saying in the population. So the best answer here is going to be option A, is a narrow distribution with a low population size. No, it can't be between a low population what now size. It can't be between a low population what size. Okay, it's going to be between a high population size if it is what now a wide world, a wide range. So the best answer there is option word B, and the option B say wide range, wide distribution with high population what now size. That's what Shelford law was saying. Okay, that's what Shelford law was saying. Now, let's go over They say plants growing under direct sunlight. I'm going to write the option here. They say option A is what? Halophyte. Option B is what? Sciophyte. Okay. Option C is called Samophyte. Samophyte. And option D is called Dacot. Now, listen. The halophyte here means sun-loving plant. Sun-loving plant. Scio means what now? Shady word. Plant. Samophyte means a plant that grows only on sandy word. Soil. A plant who grows only on sandy word now. Soil is known as what now? Samophyte. Samophyte. This is not commonly known. Before I said to somebody, I said somehow, this kind of plant are not common. In fact, before it doesn't what now exist. But later it was discovered that there's actually all plants who grow on sandy soil should be called the Samophyte now. Samophyte. So when you hear halophyte, it means soil-loving plant. When you hear what now? Hydrophyte. Hydro means water-loving plant. When you hear sciophyte, it means a what now? A shady plant. When you hear what the Samophyte, it means the sandy word, the sandy soil. And then when you hear xerophyte, xerophyte means what? A desert word. A desert plant. Are we good? So that goes to question 5. Plants growing under a shade are known as what? Sciophyte. An orchid. They said an orchid. And the question said an orchid now. An orchid living on a tree exhibit what? So an orchid living on a tree is exhibiting one. Option A is predator. Option B is what? Mutualism. Option C is commensalism. And option D is parasitism. Now, what does that mean? What does that mean? They said orchid living on what? On the tree exhibit what? We got predator, we got mutualism, we have commensalism, we have parasitism. So now the question is this: what do you think your answer will be? What do you think your answer will be? What do you think your answer is going to be? Now, the way your answer here is going to be your answer is going to be A, predator, B, mutualism. C, is your answer going to be predator? Is your answer going to be mutualism? Is your answer going to be commensalism or parasitism? Now, I need to understand one thing. One thing I need to understand right here is that this thing called predator, it means it's going to be between a prey and a what? A prey, you have a prey, and then that means if I'm a prey, there have to be a what? A predator. Orchid is not acting as a predator, neither is it acting as a what? As a prey. An orchid is just a plant that is seeking support on the what? On the tree. So if I seek support on the tree, that means I'm exhibiting what they call epiphytism. I'm exhibiting what they call epiphytism. And so if I'm exhibiting epiphytism, it is related to what they call what now? Common word, commensalism. So how do you tend to remind yourself? Mutualism, I told you, is a relationship between what now? Two people, whereby they are benefiting from what? Each word, order. But if I talk about commensalism, that means one person is benefiting, the other person is what? Unaffected. Are we good now? Are we good? Are we good? So now, I'm gonna put some questions for you guys on the board. And when I do that, you gonna answer it. I'll put a lot of questions for you on the board. A lot. I'll make the writing so bold so that you can see it.
Make sure you beat everybody. Everybody can beat everybody.
Non-epinephrine. Okay. Number two.
Now, you won't be okay. What I which one? How much is this like now? This one, 40.
Cup shape, bean shape, pyramid, me? Yes. Okay. Let me just do that. Um, I just did. But these other ones are the questions that just popped up as of yesterday. Let me just get to. Okay, it's been sent to you guys already, so you can actually just view that from there. Oh, good. Okay, the first six is not there, but the rest are there now. So we'll be using that. So now let's look at this. They said the kidney of a man is. Now, I think this was the question some people saw. They said the kidney of a man. Now, that doesn't look like a complete question, but whatever they're trying to talk about is epinephrine and non-epinephrine act like steroids, what now? Hormone. Now, epinephrine, non-epinephrine, we call them what now? Epinephrine, you say it's an hormone that has to come from the adrenal gland. What do I mean? Adrenal what now? Gland. Your adrenal gland brings out an hormone which you call adrenal what? Adrenaline. right? But they are non-adrenal what now? Hormones too. Just like your glucocorticoid and mineral what now? Corticoid. But apart from that, the best answer to pick is not every renal part. Your answer is methanol what now? Freak. Now, methanol freak is just like is related to your what now? To the kidney in what? In man. Okay? It's related to the kidney in what now? In man. Not epinephrine and non what now? Epinephrine. I don't gonna pick renal part. Now, this other thing, I saw a lot of the people make some errors here. They said insulin and glucagon are found in dash organ. Where do we find insulin and glucagon? You don't find insulin and glucagon in the liver. No. The regulation of blood sugar ends within the liver. Yes, you're correct. But where are these hormones found? They are found in the pancreas. Which part of the pancreas is called isolate of Langerhans? Isolate of Langerhans. An isolate of Langerhans is where you will see the word, the insulin and the glucagon. And this isolate of Langerhans is found inside your pancreas. So people were choosing liver. They said where it was found. But who does the regulation of blood sugar? Yeah, is this two hormone that does the regulation of blood sugar, and they do it with the help of the what? The liver. Because insulin will help us convert excess glucose to what? To glycogen and store it in the what? In the liver. And maybe doing fasting and doing anything, it will change it back and give it back to what? Glucagon will go and change glycogen and return it back to what now? To glucose. That means when the person is very what now? Hungry. Or maybe the person is doing what? Fasting. Are we good now? Now, let's move on to the next one. Let's move on to the next one. Good. Now, look at number 3. They say the formation of urine occur in that part of the organ. Now, they say all the urine we are forming, all the urine we generate, where does it occur? Some people go and pick kidney. Now, nephron is the functional unit of the kidney, and nephron does the formation of what? Formation of urine. So answer here is what? Is nephron. Urethra is the one that does both excretion and what? Reproduction. Urethra connects the what? The kidney to the urinary what? The bladder. They connect the kidney to the what? The urinary what? Bladder. They connect the kidney to the what? Urinary what? Bladder. Now, and then you know the kidney itself. Now they said the larval stage of housefly is obviously housefly. Larval stage will be called what now? Maggot. The larval stage of butterfly is called what now? Caterpillar. The larval stage of beetle is called what now? Grub. Again, the larval stage of housefly is called maggot. The larval stage of what? Of butterfly is called caterpillar. The larval stage of beetle is called what? Grub. Now they say all these are examples of morphological variation. I just finished explaining that. I said morphological variation, all of these, which are example of it. Fingerprint is a good example. Height, you can measure it. Weight, yes, but blood group is not a good word. Example. Then question 6, the shape of the nucleus of the guard. Everybody knows that is a bin what? It's a bin shape. So what I'm gonna give you some minute. You take a time to answer from question what now? 7 in that word, in that file. Of question 7 in that file. I'm going to give you some minute to answer it yourself. And then you answer it till I give you like, let me allow you to do 7 to 20. 7 to what? 20. Hello? Yeah. Okay, you can drop it there. Drop it there. You can drop it there. Drop it there. Just tell them it's for Timothy. That's all. My mom died there.
All right. Camera is rolling action. That's right. That's right. Don't worry, do that now. I don't pass yet. Don't pass yet. Don't worry, do that. One thing is secondary. Yeah.
Try to do the question as if do like 7 to what? To 20?
I say yes. All
It's on the screen. Okay, 7 to 17. 7 to 17. That's on the screen. And then I give you the answer to it.
rolling and action. No, just if you want, if I can read something. Good. Let's have the I don't get here. Just lie down. You lie down and like bust straight.
Easy questions. Take your time.
I can do like that. Like this, huh? Like this. Like I just go to say it now. Don't say it. Say it now. We're about to see. I'll tell you all my I'm just yeah. All right. That's the stuff. You try to be. I'll copy on the file. It's not like on one, you guys are on one guy. On one day, the end there. So that everybody can know. But 2 hours. I'll bring it already. I can, once that's all right.
I believe you're almost there.
Jesus. Yes. Sorry, sweat. You don't bring light, they bring your currency.
Sorry.
You know about today, we have seen hell. You want to cry.